So we're starting with this page 3, questions 1 and 3, attributes of absolute value functions. Question 1 is y equals negative absolute value of 3x minus 3 plus 7. And question number 3 says y equals 2 times the absolute value of x plus 6 minus 5. Okay, this is the list of how to find all the attributes using the calculator. So starting with question number 1, we're going to use all this information that's right here and use the calculator to actually answer the question. So we go to the calculator. We start by typing in the question. If you're at Scratchpad right here, hit the Scratchpad button again so that you can get to the right graph. So we start by plugging it in. We're going to start with negative absolute value of 3x minus 3, arrow out, plus 7. That's what our graph looks like. We know that the domain is going to be all real numbers. The range comes from the vertex as well as the axis of symmetry, and then we'll find the x-intercepts and y-intercept. So going from there, let's start with the maximum value. So we're going to hit menu, 6, 3 for maximum. You're going to scroll over to this side of the graph, click it, go to the other side, click it over here, and it'll take you right to the maximum value, which is 1, 7. Maximum for us is our vertex. The axis of symmetry comes here. The range comes from here. Since it starts from the bottom and works its way up, then the domain and range are going to be posted accordingly. So the next thing we need to look at are the x-intercepts. So from here, you hit menu, 6, 1. I start in the middle, and then I scroll left and right to get my points so that I can write them down easy. If I scroll this way, I can see negative 1.33 repeated, 0, and then I have 3.33 repeated. So I can show them on the graph. I'm going to go ahead and do this twice so that we can look at what those coordinate points are. Menu, 6, 1, one more time. Start in the middle, work your way out. Here's our 2 points. Here's our equation. Those are my x-intercepts. The last thing that's on here is the y-intercept. And that's found by doing menu, 5, 1, 0, enter. And it tells you down here what the information is. So now I'm going to go ahead and just write it out so we can go to the next question. So we know the domain in interval notation is going to go from negative infinity to positive infinity, or all real numbers. The range, since it opens down, is going to start at negative infinity with a soft bracket or a parenthesis, and it's going to go all the way up to positive 7, found right here. So the 7 is going to get a bracket. The vertex, 1, 7, because it's a coordinate point, you need to write it. The x-intercepts, starting with the lower number, I've got negative 1.33, comma 0, and 3.33, comma 0. The y-intercept is 0, 4. From the vertex, the range comes from the y value. The axis symmetry comes from the x value. So you need to write it as an equation. A vertical line is x equals 1. That takes care of question 1. Let's go ahead and go to question 3. We're going to do it on the calculator screen right here. So in order to clear out your calculator, you hit menu, 1, 4, enter, clears it all out. My graph is not in the right window, so I'm going to hit menu, 4, 5, to get my calculator to go from negative 10 to positive 10 on the x-axis. So what I want to do now is hit tab and type in my second equation, which is 2 times the absolute value of x plus 6. And if you accidentally write minus 5 on the inside, that would actually change the transformation from going left to right, and it would just stay with your left and right transformation. So make sure that you arrow out and put the negative 5, the vertical transformation, on the outside. So once you do that, we have our graph. Let's go ahead and start with the vertex. Here I'm looking for a minimum value So that's going to be menu 6, 2. Go to the left, hit enter, scroll to the right, hit enter, and that gives you my coordinate point for my vertex. From there, I need to find the x-intercepts. So I'm going to do this twice. Menu 6, 1, go to the middle, click it, go to the left, click it, there's my first point. And then I'm going to do the same thing again. Menu 6, 1, start in the middle and go outward. And then after that, I need to find my y-intercept. So I'm going to do menu 5, 1, 0, enter. And everything that I need for this graph is written on the screen. So now I'm just going to transfer it over to the actual question. Again, domain for all these graphs are going to be all real numbers. So from negative infinity, positive infinity. The range starts from the bottom at negative 5 and goes up forever. So we're going to start at negative 5 and go up to positive infinity. The negative 5 gets a bracket. The vertex, negative 6, negative 5. The x-intercepts was negative 8.5, comma 0. We must give the x and y-intercepts as a coordinate point as well as the vertex. Then we have negative 3.5, comma 0 is the other x-intercept. The y-intercept is at 0, 7. And the axis of symmetry comes directly from the vertex, which is x equals negative 6. And that's how you find all the attributes using your calculator.